Lindsay here, the Frugal Crafter. Today I'm going to show you how to make string art cards using supplies from our sponsor Paper Mart. You can find them online at www.papermart.com. Now I have to confess, my first attempt at this was not as successful. I mean, it's okay, but I knew I wanted it to be neater, so I decided to make a template. I sat down with a paper and pen and I figured out exactly how many dots I needed and exactly where to put my string. So I'll put that template on my blog so you can check that out too and print it out, and then you won't waste any string like I did. To make my holes for stitching, I simply placed my template on top of my paper and poked right through my template using a paper piercing tool. Then I stamped a cute little heart-shaped balloon in the middle of my heart that I had paper pierced. And the reason you want to do this now instead of waiting is because after you add the stitching, your paper might be bumpy and it might be hard to stamp. So what I did was I inked the balloon up in a light pink, and then I just rocked the edges in a darker pink ink so I could get a pretty two-tone effect. Then I'm simply going to stamp the sentiment right on top of the balloon with that darker pink ink. Then I threaded a yard needle with my red and white striped baker's twine from Paper Mart. Now you'll notice on the template that I have on my blog that there's a pattern to putting your string through. So what I'm doing is I'm counting over 9 holes, and then I'm going through. And then I'm going to go back in the back of the card right next to that first hole, and I'm going to bring it up and put it through next to the other hole that I just put it through. So you see, I'm going over one every time I add the string until I've done half of the heart. And then you want to repeat the exact same process on the other side of your heart. If you decide to try this in a different size, or you want more holes or a different shape, just work it out with a pen and paper before you use your string. It'll save you time and it will save you materials. I wanted my design to stand out a little bit more, so I backstitched around my design, and to do that you simply go in the hole ahead of the one you just came out of, and then you work back. And there's also a little diagram of backstitching on the template that I'm going to share on my blog. It's very simple, and once you do it, you'll totally have the hang of it. As you can see, I used some washi tape on the back of the card to hold any loose ends down so they wouldn't be sticking out the edge, and I also wanted to use some washi tape to decorate the front. So I'm just going to put a strip of red and white striped washi tape from Paper Mart along the edge to decorate it. You could use chevron or regular stripes or polka dots or flowers, whatever you like. Because of the thickness of the baker's twine, I want to use some dimensional adhesive on this card so that I won't have any weird lumps or bumps when I go to put the card together. So I'm using some foam tape along each edge of the card to stick it down to the red panel that I've prepared. I'm only using a very narrow mat on my card, but you could have a much wider red mat if you prefer it. And then I'm using double-sided tape to stick that red mat onto my card front. I don't need dimensional tape on this panel because it's going to be flat against flat, so it'll work just fine. And there you have it. I love the homespun look of this card. The stitching was really relaxing and fun to do too. For the inside of this card, I decided to decorate it with a couple more stamped balloons and a little bit of washi tape, and there's plenty of room to write your Valentine message inside. I hope you enjoyed this video and that you'll check out our sponsor Paper Mart. You can find them online at www.papermart.com. Packaging for less. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. I hope you didn't mind my scratchy voice today. I'm sure I will be right as rain tomorrow. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, happy crafting.